What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the man that slapped his meat stick on dumpster cans just to see if it sounded like Slipknot. Just that here. Now, the story that I'm about to say is still ongoing and it's still in hot pursuit. Kind of like this hot soup that I have in my lap. But let me go ahead and start. Let's just say that I've seen hell before. Yeah, I've never been a religious person before, but it's kind of hard to face the facts head on. Apparently, all across the United States and God knows where, there's portals that make you jump right into hell. But see, everybody knows it, but doesn't know it at the same time. Pretty much what I'm talking about is the DMV, or what stands for, it's called Demonic Waste of My Fucking Time. Now you're probably wondering, just that, what the hell are you doing at a DMV? I thought you was beating your sticks on trash cans, trying to sound like Slipknot. No, unfortunately, I've been delaying a side quest that I just never done yet. So I might have, or might not have, never got my driver's license. And I am bound to be 24 in November. Now you're probably going to ask, well, why did it take me so long to get my driver's license or to kind of pursue it? You remember when I said that like I like to control my money in a certain way? I like to have money in my pocket, but also money that I can spend on for stupid shit. When I hit about like 19 or 20, like I started really holding my money a little bit more seriously, because I was just like, okay, well, if I really want the stupid shit that I want, you know, I gotta, you know, play my cards right, you know? And for a while there, I was kind of like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and get my driver's license. So I went up there and I instantly failed. And that was pretty much my fault there, because I really thought that I could really speed run through it. But newsflash, I've always been terrible at taking tests, especially back when I used to go to school. I really don't think there's ever been a test that I ever passed in school, but somehow I made it to the 5th grade, so wrap your head around that one. I honestly think that they were just so tired of me just not giving a fuck, they just upped my grades just so they could get me out of the fucking school system. But yeah, like those early years, like I really had like a slow development. So much so that they dubbed me having some kind of learning disability. And for a while there, I kind of had the title of ADHD. Which, I don't know, I think it was just more of me just not paying attention. Rather, I was just that quiet kid in the class that just used to doodle on my fucking test papers. But anyway, I went off another tangent. Anyway, after I failed my first test, I really started thinking like what would be the actual need of a vehicle. I mean, there really wasn't really any place to really go. And I remember at the time I was like, I felt like I was in a weird situation. I mean, there wasn't really a lot of places to go to, especially in like social environments. And yeah, I could go to a bar, but like the shitty thing about it is like I don't really drink. There's a lot of reasons that I don't drink, and I'm not going to talk about it in this video, but maybe later. I just think it would just be so weird to kind of go in a bar and just like ask for a bottle of water, you know? It just seems like not the real social thing to do, you know? So to pretty much speed this up real quick, I really had no reasons to really have a vehicle, because my entire existence has really been on the internet. And yeah, you could say, well, you can have a vehicle for going to work or getting groceries and doing, you know, random tasks. When it came to those problems, I already had a solution for it. I pretty much worked with my dad, so it was pretty much easy to get back and forth to work. Anytime I really had to go grocery shopping, pretty much everybody was ready to go at any point. And that's when I really asked myself, okay, so I'm gonna work really hard for a license, buy a car, have to worry about changing the oil, make sure it's inspected, make sure I have car insurance, just to let it sit in the front yard. And that's when I stopped trying for a while, because I was just like, okay, well, there's like no reason to. Pretty much I'd be just chucking money for nothing. So that was pretty much my reason. But 4 years later, I kind of had a reason to. So pretty much my grandpa, not on my mother's side, but my father's side, he's pretty much got like a bad heart. You know, so much so that he like needs a pacemaker just to make it work. Anyway, it was pretty much time for him to get opened up again to get a brand new pacemaker. But anyway, he got the surgery, came back, realized he couldn't really breathe too good, so he went back to the hospital, and that's when they figured out he had a collapsed lung. And pretty much if there was like no one around, he could have probably died. And honestly, the sad part about it is I don't think he would have really minded. Ever since my grandma died of cancer, he's just been really ready to go. Honestly, we had to damn near force him just to go get another pacemaker. He did though, and he finally recovered from the collapsed lung. He's pretty much still alive. But that pretty much kind of made me think that like I should probably go ahead and get my shit prepped. Because pretty much once my grandfather goes, I'm pretty much just done here. And the reason for that is I'm just tired of everybody in my family. Not exactly sure how I would do it, but you know, if I had a license, that idea would become like 10 times more easier. And that's pretty much why I called DMV hell. Because there's two ways to go into the DMV. Number one is waiting in line and praying like hell they'll take you. And number two is making an appointment. And pretty much ain't nobody got no time to fucking wait in line. Like I said, remember, it's called DMV. Demonic waste of my fucking time. So I get an appointment set up. My mother drives me to the DMV. By the way, pretty much this time I did like actually study for like a week. So we go up to the counter, right? And like it's like this black lady or whatever. I pretty much let my mother speak because every time when I talk, especially in public, man, like it feels like sometimes I just get tongue twisted. And like my mother's like mid speak, like, okay, we're here for an appointment. And like the black lady behind the counter is like, whoa, we need to hear from this guy, not you. Yeah, I know my brain was just sitting there thinking, I was just like, who in the flying baloney dicks just gave me complete control over my autonomy? And I get it, that's just how it works. That's how it's always been done. You're supposed to be somewhat independent, especially at like 23. But there's a lot of times where I just don't. All I do know is like, I don't think the people that work at the DMV get paid enough to deal with everybody's bullshit. That's how I felt about the situation, but anyway, we're just sitting there in the waiting room, have my ID with the little receipt and everything. I swear to God, I really did feel like I was in hell for like 30 minutes. I don't know if I hallucinated or not, but there was a cross on the wall. I turned around and looked back, that thing was upside down like the fucking Exorcist. And then right next to it, there was an ad for like PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm not even shitting with you with that one. There was actually an ad for the PlayStation 5 Pro at the fucking DMV. I don't know about you, but that has to like say something. This is about the time where I talk about my favorite part of this whole adventure. A lot of you might cringe, and a lot of you probably will laugh at my stupidity. So finally my number gets called and I'm ready to go do my thing. And I thought, oh okay, well I'm doing a test, so I should just go over there to where the computers are in the testing area, right? You know, very simple and straightforward, right? Wrong. What I was supposed to do was go into the cubicles and like talk to the lady and do all this shit, right? So I stand in the computer testing area for like 10 minutes and I'm just like, where the fuck is this guy at? What the hell? In my defense, I will say there was no yellow paint telling me where to go. But seriously, all jokes aside, there was like really like no arrow pointing into anything. I just thought computer testing area, that's where I'm supposed to go. But it only gets worse from here. So I go back, wait for a couple minutes, and they finally called me back, which I was surprised they were going to call me back after that blunder. And after a bunch of information being shared, she finally started my test. Now when everybody said to do your signs, I thought they meant the signs on the test, like the actual computer test. So I knew a lot of signs from the computer test, but I didn't have all the signs memorized. So I pretty much put my forehead on this fucking goggle thing. I couldn't really explain what the fuck it is. So she tells me to read off 12 signs that are blank. Already I'm off guard because I'm like, okay, I thought I was coming in here to take a computer test, not look through a fucking kaleidoscope. And let me tell you, I mean, I was fucking terrible. Like, I didn't get, like, none of them fucking right. I think I might have got, like, 1 or 2 done. And that was it, man. Like, out of 12, and coming home with only 2, that is depressing. She finally asked the big question if I needed, contacts or some kind of, reading, glasses. Which was not the case. I just came in unprepared and, well, a fucking idiot. She had to think that, like, pardon my French, she had to think that I was a fucking retard. Because, like, I didn't get none of those questions correct. And I knew it. Already from the get-go, I already knew she was challenging my intellect. Because right when I went over there to do my permit test, the first question I got asked was, what was 2 plus 2? Which, of course, it's always 24. I'm just yanking on your doodle. I got the question correct. Seriously, I would have been questioning my own intellect if I couldn't figure out what 2 plus 2 is. When it came to the test, I actually did better than the last time. Shockingly enough. Seriously, I was 2 away from getting my permit. Which a lot of them were a bunch of trick questions. And that's honestly how I didn't get my permit. I didn't get my permit, but like I was like this close to getting it. And that's like as close as I've ever gotten it to. So I'm kind of hoping the next time I'll be able to go in, I'll actually be able to get it. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Me just being a fucking buffoon in the DMV. Just being an absolute fucking nitwit. But I hope this video wasn't too long. I didn't expect it to be this long, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it real quick. Like, comment, subscribe, skilly bobbity boop. I'm out.